Good evening. It is Friday, folks. Some would say it's a good Friday. Others would just say it's Friday. I just realized I have stuff in my pockets that I don't want here anymore. Remove this. There we go. Now I'm comfortable. Boy. Oh. All right. Well. Let's get some midnight blue citrus on my hands. Moist. Ooh, moist is a blocked term. That's new to me. That's never happened before. Right? That's weird, man. I don't know why it changed. What up, BK?
Donkey Kong?
Nope.
Burger King?
Yep.
Why did you call him Burger King?
Because it stands for blind cat.
Well, I called him. Wait, that's what I named him. BK.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is that right, Blind Cat?
Are you getting shot at?
No, are you?
Oh, okay. That's right, the Burger King. Oh, crikey. I've been in meetings all day long. I have yet another appointment added to my weekly schedule starting next week for Jimmy Bean. I officially now have 5 appointments per week for James. I have ABA times 2. I have PT, OT, and speech. It's hard out here, man. It's tough. I don't even have time to take up drinking. Like, I don't even have time for that, which would solve most of my problems. I have way too much on my plate. Yep, but somebody's got to do it, man. Somebody's got to do it.
Yo, Chad.
Ain't gonna do it self.
Yo, Chad. Do you know Fall Out Boy? Do you know Fall Out Boy?
With that said, aside from what you see behind me, I got absolutely nothing for you today. So hopefully, if all goes well, this will be a short 1-hour stream. I don't know, maybe even less. I did get an order today for some Super Break that is being shipped to somebody's house. This marks the second internet sale that is from somebody not in the inner circle that is asking for something to be shipped unopened. I am pretty stoked about that. That means we're getting attention. I like attention. I mean, I don't personally like attention, but I like the company getting attention. The attention I crave is for the sake of the company. Trust me, those who know me know that when I'm not on camera, I really don't want to talk to anybody. I love you all, but I really don't want to talk to anyone. I like to sit at home, drink coffee, play video games, and occasionally take a walk in nature. That is, if I didn't have to have a phone, if I wasn't married, and I didn't have James, I can tell you I wouldn't have a phone. I wouldn't have one. I, for the longest time, didn't have a phone. I think I was like 22 before I finally decided I needed a phone. And I think it was just so that girls could send me photos. That was the only reason I got a phone. I want to go to a flip phone. I think flip phone is in my future. With no texting. I got to clean my house this weekend. Anybody else got plans for this weekend? We have, starting next week, we're going to have a therapist in-house once a week, which means we have to clean the entire apartment so that we're not embarrassed when they come.
Daddy,
Okay.
why is there going to be a therapist in the house?
Because you need one.
I said,
Why? Why?
huh?
Huh?
What?
Can you drink without a straw? No, you can't, can you? Yeah. Scuba. If you can't text, who's blind you gonna flirt with? I mean, last time I checked his phone, there's plenty of people on there. O'Flaragan is watching WrestleMania, keeping an eye out. And officially, my chair broke. Keeping an eye out for Juan, Crystal, and Rhea. Looking at land today. 2.4 acre wooded lot you like a lot. What are you going to do with the land, man? What you going to do with it?
Daddy,
What, Jim?
guess what?
What, Jim?
Chicken butt.
Okay, thank you, Jim.
I love you.
I love you too.
Love you too. I love you. Still love you.
Ship stuff? I have to clean an entire apartment. We have to visit Steve and Maddie. And I think that's really it. I think the cleaning of the apartment is, no exaggeration, probably going to be a 10-hour affair. It is weird just coming back from a vacation where stuff's just thrown about, getting emergent. That's not a vacation, but funeral, emergency vacation. So stuff is just thrown about. We haven't even unpacked our stuff yet. It's been sitting in suitcases on the floor for 4 days. It's a mess. It's a mess. Speaking of shipping, talk to Ben Bishop's people. The figs are en route as we speak. What are you doing, Jim? Hey, you know I can see you, right? What's the kissy face? What's this duck face? You're a goof. Give me some love. Give me some love. Give me some love. Oh.
Hi, Jimmy. Yeah. I know you.
Give me some love. Who's my favorite person on the planet?
Carla. Yeah, get it! Get it!
Houses do you need, Scoops? Save some houses for the rest of us. Oh, I love water. So delicious. Hey, Jimmy, will you put this by the door?
Okay.
Thank you. Oh, you'd sell the current one. Okay.
Why is this chair broken?
Because it broke. Yeah, I don't know.
I think I can fix it.
The house we have in New York is huge, but there's no land. But the nice thing about that is I can do the entire grass with one charge of an electric mower. which is nice. You know, I wonder how bad my roses have overgrown there, considering I'm pretty sure the tenants haven't pruned the roses in 2 years. I'm sure the roses are an absolute show. Not looking forward to that. And you have to wait until I think the roses are
Wait to daddy.
right before winter, or you prune right after winter. I can't remember. I have to look it up. I have like 4 different rose bushes. One of the rose bushes is 100 years old. Literally. It's actually 140 years old. Because there's a painting of the house from 1880. Or 1870 that shows the same rose bush. Yeah. Thanks, Don. Unfortunately, I don't think you'll be able to see past the fence. Paint them red, yeah, right? They are. They're actually, I have red roses and pink roses. I think we do have one white rose bush. I don't remember. It's been so long. We have, I think they're called Queen Elizabeth roses or Queen Anne roses, which is a giant bush of tiny roses.
Wait, daddy.
Yes, James.
Cool question.
Yes, James.
Why is it broken?
Why is it broken? Because it's broken, honey. It broke.
How? Like the wheels?
The middle of it broke, honey. It's broken.
Oh, I see.
Uh-huh. It's broken, honey. Can I do my show?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure I can do my show?
No.
No, I didn't think so. My patience is limited today, folks. Yeah, they were like, I think Queen Anne or Queen Elizabeth, Queen something roses. It's a big bush with tiny little buds. Then we have the creeping roses, which are like these really super tall ones. They grow one stalk straight up, and they don't branch at all. You're supposed to have those trellised. And then our other ones are your basic standard roses. Hotspur's not for a while. Have to wait for the VA thing to get fixed. Yeah, good luck with that. Considering how many people they just cut from the VA, everything's going to take even longer now. Yeah, land is fairly cheap depending on where you're buying it. It was funny. So at one point when I was in Texas, they have this, it's kind of a scam. West Texas is mostly desert. There is no water table. There's a part of West Texas that even 100-foot well can't strike water. And they were like selling acres of land in West Texas for like $1,200 an acre. And of course you have to pay tax on it. And if you buy it, you're required to put a fence around it. And of course you don't get the mineral rights because nobody gets mineral rights anymore unless they bought everything before 1972. And I thought about it. I was like, man, I should just buy like 2 acres and make an open air gun range. But then I thought, well, you need electricity, and there's no electricity out there. Probably need a bathroom, which means I'd have to have water shipped in. And then I was like, no, I've already decided that's a terrible idea. But then you go to Lockport, and the 0.1 or 0.23 acres across the street from my house is $30,000, and you can barely build a house on it. So it's funny. It's all on where you buy. When my parents bought their property, they bought 2 acres out in Boston, New York. This was in 92. it was like $20,000. Now those plots of land go for $40,000 for the same size. It is insane. And it's the same owner, same person, the same farmer owns the entire mountain. So it's not like it changed hands. Um Yep. So what do you got for me?
It was an obsidian.
Oh, Don, by the way, I believe I will be in New York from June 29th to June 2nd. That would be a Sunday to a Wednesday. So mark your calendar, you and Carlos. Mark your calendar, coffee all around. That is when our tenants are out and I'll have to do the inspection on the home and change the locks and all that stuff. And reappropriate all of our cameras so that our cameras are working. You got some stones?
Yeah.
What's your favorite stone?
What's so playable with the stones?
They're just cool, honey.
My favorite stone. Daddy, catch.
What's your favorite stone? June 29th to July 2nd. Yeah. You coming home during Nickel City Con? Oh, you're telling me you are coming home during Nickel City Con.
What's your favorite?
Maybe I'll make a cameo.
What's your favorite gemstone out of one of these
Well,
pages?
they're both the same page. Okay? So, you know that big one outside?
Yeah.
That's that.
What can I see?
29th would be the last day. I'll
Wait,
probably be flying in late
Daddy.
the 29th.
Can I go outside to see it?
Yeah, sure. Just keep the door open for me.
I will. Plus, I might make notes.
Okay.
don't know
I think I like the Picasso stone because it's called the Picasso stone.
Where is it?
That one.
If I find it, I will show it to you.
Okay. Thank you. You know what Steve likes from Minecraft?
I
Lapis lazuli.
the net. Wait, what? What? Well, what do you mean it's his
Here,
favorite?
that's what he likes.
Lapis lazuli. How do you know?
Because he loves it. That is Jack Black's favorite. Jack Black loves to say the word lapis lazuli.
Oh, that was a stone from the.
I know.
You know what?
Yeah, well, I wanted to make sure I was there for a Monday so that we could get coffee.
I forgot my tray.
Would you rather have a wooded lot with a medium quiet road nearby or one with a railroad track nearby that doesn't get used often? Well, railroads are slowly getting removed. In the long run, if you want quiet, the railroad one would probably be quieter overall, but there also, you have to concern yourself with how easy is it to get to a main thoroughfare to get groceries and like necessities. So you don't want to be too far off the beaten path. I don't know if I'd want a wooded lot, because you'll have to clear it to get the house. And then depending on the types of trees, you could down the road have issues with the basement or the pipes. And depending on what state you're in, if you're susceptible to hurricanes, if they are deciduous trees, or I'm sorry, if they're coniferous trees, you have the issue of them falling. I would like a lot that was lined with trees, like trees on 3 sides. So I guess if you got a wooded lot and cleared the middle and left a square U shape of trees, that would be cool. What kind of shrubbery does it have? I like good shrubbery. We had wild strawberries and blackberries growing on our property. And we were in the middle of nowhere, no pollution anywhere. Because literally it was all farmland around us and it was all organic farming. He was a heifer farm, so he didn't use chemicals. So you could literally walk outside, oh, look, the strawberries are red, and pop them in your mouth without washing them, and it was awesome. The blackberries were the same way. Just reach into the bush and grab a handful and make sure there's no bugs on them, and then eat them. There's apple trees. There's a joke on that comment, DC, but this is a family show. Yeah, I as much as I hated living out in the middle of nowhere, living in the boonies, I do miss the quiet and the ability to not have to pay for fruit. I mean, we would get pounds of blackberries out of the bushes. And I mean, the bushes were maybe 10 feet by 6 feet, and it was like a bushel of bushes. ¿Qué pasó?
After that, so after I did a viewing, it was at the Jasper one, right? I have a question for you.
What's your question?
Can I or can I not go to the one inside of where the amethyst is and the...
Yeah.
But I won't be loud and I won't...
Just don't touch anything.
I won't. Wait, so I can't touch the crystals?
You can touch the crystals, but don't. You can touch them. Just be careful.
I will. Oh, I've got to bring something. Always bring an SUV like... sorry. Not SUV like AUV.
Oh, is it at the end of a cul-de-sac? Yeah, you buy that. You buy that land at the cul-de-sac. All you had to say was cul-de-sac. Yeah, buy it. It's that easy. Although it looks like they need to redo that cul-de-sac. Oh, they already have power there, too. That's easy. Then flip a coin. Hey, maybe there is a cult of Sax. It's possible. Stranger cults have existed. That's all good, man. So today I was in meetings for a ton of my day. I had my conversation with Ben Bishop's people. Ben, oh, I got to show you this. This is why I did have something to show you. I remember now. I don't know why I closed it out. So, Mr. Bishop has been doing a lot of remarking. Where is... I would take the first one, Scoobs. Where is... Oh, are they all gone already? Never mind. Oh, there it is. It's because I moved it. Here's the original art for the Casey Jones box. It is a very inexpensive $8,000. You're welcome, bud. Splinter. Is this the one? Yes, this one's amazing. I just don't have 10 grand. right? Only 8K. That's all. That's what it costs to get his original published work. Boy. What else? Hey, Jimmy Bean.
Yeah.
Is there anything I'm forgetting, honey?
Yeah.
What?
Say something. You are missing to give me a hug,
Okay.
kisses,
Yeah.
snuggles at the end.
Hugs, kisses, snuggles. Okay.
Stay at the end
At the end.
for an hour.
An hour? An hour worth of snuggles?
Yep. And like stay an hour in here.
Stay an hour here?
Yeah.
You don't want to go home?
I don't.
Why?
Cause I like this.
Okay.
And you should tell them about you are actually missing one more important.
Well, yeah, that's when the ink ran out. Yeah, we don't need these.
It's good enough.
Good enough? I don't think so. Look how
Can I
bad this
have it?
is.
Wait, can I see? Wait, can I see the ink?
Yeah, it's just it all ran out. See, there's no yellow.
What if we could...
What did you say? Did you say tickle time?
I did not.
No, you didn't say tickle time.
So why don't I carefully color it
Honey,
in the lines?
we already
then
did that
lightly?
project. The project is over.
Can I keep it?
It's garbage, honey.
But can I keep it?
Why do you want to keep garbage?
But can I keep it?
Why do you want to keep garbage?
But can I keep it?
Why?
You have tiger's eyes.
Yeah, because they're so brown
Mhm.
and yellow.
Mhm.
Your eyes right now
Watch me
are...
pop out my eyes.
Let me see. Open up wide. Your eyes are very gray today. They match your sweatshirt. They do. A little hint of green, but mostly gray.
Like how green? Like this green?
Yep.
La 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 lava. Chicken. See lava chicken now. 50 of ham. Ooh, mamacita, now you're ringing the bell.
Nope. Couldn't get any printer ink.
Now you're having the snack.
Staples by my house didn't have that ink. Apparently, this printer is like 5 years old.
What did he say? Hola, niña. Hola, niño. Hola, hombre. Adios, amigos. No, Daddy, that was mine.
I told you it was trash, Poppy.
You're trash.
I know I am, but for some reason people like me. Adios, amigo. Ulfus Spring, Iceland. Let's see if that's real. Oh, it is. Ulfa Spring in Iceland is a legendary underground spring formed by a massive volcanic eruption over 5,000 years ago. It's a key source of Icelandic glacial water. Spring is replenished by rainfall and snowmelt, and Icelandic glacial bottles less than 0.1% of the overflow. Cool. Oh, that's legit. Oh, it's a hot spring. I think I want to go to Iceland. It is too legit to quit. It is. Ugh. Oy vey. Not me. Yeah, this is exciting, gripping stuff, isn't it? It's because you are the only one talking, Scoops. I really don't have much to talk about. I mean, technically, it's my job to create the content. So I guess it's on me that I don't have anything to talk about. We could just blame Canada. James has a phone appointment at 3:30 on Monday. Yeah, you don't. I do. They use your name. And then after that phone appointment, we have ABA. Yeah, so Daddy's Day's shot. And that's all after school. So you're going to go to school all day. Then I'm going to take a phone call. Then you're going to go to ABA. Then we're going to go home and I'm going to cook. And then your mommy's going to come home. And then you got to go to bed. That's going to be your entire day on Monday. Isn't that exciting? That's what I thought. Working on Easter dinner prep while listening. Yeah. I saw an article. Let's see if I can find the article. That the White House was going to have 30,000 eggs for Easter. That's 2,500 dozens at the average rate of about $8 a dozen. That's $20,000 worth of eggs. Yes, real eggs, not plastic ones as they've used in the past. 20 grand in Easter eggs. Do you remember when they used to have a pile of sawdust and throw nickels, pennies, and quarters in? This is so much cheaper. So much cheaper. It's cheaper to just give them real money. Here's $5. Happy Easter. It's cheaper. Are you eating sour gummy worms?
Yeah, I know.
That is the dinner of champions right there. Are we having pollo or chuletas?
Chuletas.
Okay. We'll tell Mommy you chose it so that she doesn't yell at Daddy. Yeah. Hey, Prue. Nobody gives me $5. That's all I'm saying, man. Wouldn't you be happier with $5 than egg hunting? Is the total value of the eggs that you hunt worth $5? I'd rather have the Finsky. I'd rather have the Finneran. That's what I want. I don't want the eggs. Real eggs, I'm not eating them. They've been hard-boiled and been sitting in the sun all day waiting for people to find them. Definitely not eating that egg. Not happening. Give me the $5. In the past, they used plastic ones which had things inside. That didn't go bad sitting in the sun. Whatevs. Don's like, don't worry, Jimmy, I had cake for breakfast. Right? Chocolate and money inside. That's what I want too. I don't know. As a kid, I'd get a Transformer in my Easter basket. Wow. I'd rather have the Transformer. It's Jesus has risen. All right, I amused myself with that one, Prue. Thank you. I love you, Prue. Immediately, I had the Transformer sound go off in my head. That is awesome. Oh. I needed that. Jimmy Bean. Hi. Bye. They kept it PG. I didn't get the gun for Easter. I think that was a birthday. Trying to think. I was 12 when I got my first air rifle. It was a Daisy. I was 13 when I was allowed to use the .22 for shooting woodchucks. I was 17 when I shot my first shotgun. 19 when I shot my first M16. 20 when I shot my first 1911. I don't think I've 27 when I shot my first homemade handgun. What up, Corwin? I did not shoot my eye out. Oh, the Transformer that changed into a gun. Had to play with your friend's BB gun. Wanted to make this a G-Force Easter for the kids. It's hard to find things. Yeah. So I I have that movie lied. I never shot my eye out. I never shot anybody, but I did have somebody shoot someone else with my BB gun, and the BB got caught in his knuckle of his hand. I got in trouble, even though I didn't do it, because apparently just owning the BB gun put me in trouble. Still don't understand that. That's something therapy worked out many years ago. It was only like Money Mitch. First of all, hi. Second of all, it was only like a 3-pump shot. I mean, it's not. I'm just so happy Kate didn't hear that. That's all I can think about. Is I'm just so happy Kate didn't hear that.
So we're just done with phrasing, right? That's not a thing anymore.
If Kate heard that, I would never hear the end of it. It was a Daisy. Modern airsoft, much more dangerous than the old BB guns. Yeah. Blind Cat's like, oh, I missed that. Money Mitch, we were not a wealthy family. We had the least expensive air rifle that you could possibly get. Although I did use my own money and get the pointed pellets, even though it had it held like 50 BBs in the chambers in the main thing. I bought the spiked pellets that would blow through a tin can like it was Swiss cheese. Oh yeah, she would have clipped that. Yeah, I know, Blind Cat. That's why we're all happy she didn't see that live. He was talking about pumping his air rifle. Oh goodness, I forgot where we were after the pump comment. How often is often? There's always the VOD. When I went into the military, I was already a really good shot. And I'm not bragging. It's just you grow up with rifles. You're a good shot with a rifle by the time you're an adult. Like once a month? Once a week? Daily? She would have clipped that. Could go many different ways also. So it was funny. So I report to boot camp, go through boot camp. We were starting rifle training. You get the M16. I think it was the M16A1. That's how old it was. And like they're like, all right, take your 3 practice shots. Ping, ping, ping. I was like, all right. 3 shots. Bullseye, bullseye, in a ring. And apparently it was a thing for the RDCs, the Recruit Division Commanders, to place wagers with each other as to who was going to be the best shooter. And the guy, so I fire my 3, and the guy standing behind me goes, "Where are you from?" And I was like, "New York." And he goes, "I got my guy." A dude from Nebraska was the other pick. And he was farm boy. I mean, no teeth. Like he shot a lot of guns in his life. He beat me. I scored sharpshooter. He scored expert marksman. So I was a sharpshooter. He was a big E. We did not have pistol training in our boot camp because the pistol range was under reconstruction in '99. So I never qualified on a handgun. Sepboros asking the real questions. What's up, Sep? But yeah, that was fun. I had a malfunction, so I missed one of my shots. And I truly believe I was like 3 points away from expert. So I was literally that one shot away from expert. So had I not had a misfiring round, I'd have been good. I would have had the big E on my bar. It does. That's what I hear. A lot of kids are a result. A lot of children. So I will tell you, I almost just had envelopes that were blank with a hastily scrawled number on them to do the comics, and I was like, no, our people deserve better than that. I did design the logo. As a matter of fact, I can't pull it up because I'd have to make it live, and I don't want to make it live because I still don't technically have the approval of Doug. He's going to approve it on Tuesday, allegedly. So it'll be for sale next week. I may make it go live the moment he approves it, since I already wrote up the thing, the page. So when are more autoed and remark comics ending up in the shop? Wednesday? Oh, Corwin, that's actually what we're talking about. They're right here. Here's what I'll do. I will make it live, but I'll make it $10,000 a box. And I'll do that just so you can see it. No, maybe I won't do that. No, never mind. You'll just have to wait. Just have to wait. Money Mitch is like, yeah, I'm in for 3. I'm in for 3. I'm gonna tell you, people are just chasing. This is the coolest get right here. This is the Jimmy Jam right here.
About me?
No, it's not about you. This is the dopeness. I shouldn't handle it, but I can't help but handle it. This right here. This is such a it's in such good condition. It is, Corwin. This is an original 1991 Comic-Con pamphlet when they used to hand out leaflets to let you know when the events were before the interwebs. And then the back cover signed and sketched by Klaus. That's just awesome. I'm not going to lie. I wanted to buy this for myself. I really did. But I knew if Doug ever found out that I bought that, he would be like, oh man, that would have been cool for DCD Collects. And he would have guilted me for buying something cool and not thinking of DCD Collects, i.e. thinking of you all. So this did not enter my collection because I knew Doug would guilt me. I was an AOL playing Neverwinter Nights person then. Do you remember AOL Hell? The little booter program that you could run that allowed you to punt people out of the chat rooms? That was fun. I had that. My uncle fancied himself a hacker and had a copy. Same uncle that had the Anarchist Cookbook. And he's like, look, I can kick people out of the room. Basically, all it was is it was the mod program. Somebody got a hold of the mod program, and you install the mod program instead of the standard chat program, and you had mod access. Back then, there was no tally of who was a mod and who wasn't. Crying because my parents chucked my entire comic collection, which included the full original Secret Wars and Death of Superman. Listen, don't cry over the Death of Superman. They made 1 million copies of it. You can still get Death of Superman for $15 in its original Mylar bag. I have a copy of it sitting here that I think I bought for $10 a couple years ago, only because it was still sealed, and my other copy I read. I opened it up to read it when it came out. Death of Superman's not hard to get. Do not cry over Death of Superman. Hell, Corwin, I'll just send you mine. Aye. Doug has 5 minutes. Speaking of 3 pumps, talking about air rifles. Yeah. $8. Not a deal breaker. Not the greatest condition bag. Doug actually is visiting the Dead Sea Scrolls today. Because he is world famous and works for the Smithsonian, I believe they allowed Doug to fold it into a paper airplane and throw it. Given to the HAVO. Yeah, I get that. Yep. Dead Sea Scrolls to the Nixon. A bit of a downgrade. The Dead Sea Scrolls were at the Reagan, so you're going from Reagan to Nixon. It all depends on your view of economics. Money Mitch went to work and then he went to Bakersfield on purpose. Hello, my lord. Voodoo economics. All right,
A
Doug.
little bottle of water. A little bottle of water. A little bottle of water.
Thanks, Scoobs. I needed that. God bless Abe Froman, the sausage king of Chicago. Yeah, Lord Brownie, it's a one of one. It is 100% unique, and it is always difficult to price one of a kind items. It boils down to what somebody is willing to pay for it. One of ones are extremely hard to price because there's really no comp on it. I say go to eBay, put it for like, I don't know, $750 or best offer and see what happens. Not financial advice. Yeah, I'm not giving financial advice. I'm giving collector's advice. As a collector, that's what I would do. I would be like, okay, I paid X amount for the box. I want to get 5 times that. So put it about 5 or 6 times, see what happens. Take it to the RNC. Create a Grinder app, a Grinder profile, and have it in your Grinder profile photo, and you'll get a lot more traction during the RNC. Listen, I'm only stating facts. The last RNC, if you didn't read the headlines, the Grinder app literally crashed in that city from the amount of logons and messages. If you don't believe me, look it up. I'm not making something up that stupid. But that literally happened. No, I ship on Tuesdays. So I work Tuesday through Friday. Monday is my only day that I have completely off. That is not a weekend. So Tuesday is the start of my week. I do all of the shipping, all of the prep for the runs. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is the show. So Tuesday is shipping. Yeah, Corwin's like, I sit by my computer on Tuesdays waiting for the Pitney emails. Oh! Let me open up my Discord. I think I had it shut. I was looking at baby pictures. That's what I do. TMNT canvas for the comic Brownie got. All right, that deal is done. Actually, I haven't labeled. I just removed two labels from people that aren't regular anymore. And Blind Cat, you're getting one. And I think I may just put. I got Corwin. Yeah, Corwin has one. I may just give Malord his own box, because I mean he's royalty. He doesn't want to share space with a peasant, so it's probably a better move that I just I give the Lord his own space. Ow. Peasant, I'll take it. We're all peasants. Help, help, I'm being repressed. Blind peasant to boot. Love it. Oh, goodness. Oh, man. All right, hold on. Hold on. I got an answer for that. I think we'll go with... I think we'll go with this one. Yeah, that's a good one. Bring out your dead. Bring out your dead. And it's no coincidence that our Pennsylvania Ren Fair tickets were bought today, peasants. What up, Daniel? How you doing, homie? He's only mostly dead. Could you do something about it? I haven't been to a Ren Fair in a very long time. I think the last Ren Fair I went to was in Wisconsin. Yes, I've been to Wisconsin. Uh-oh, Corwin. Don's gonna meet you there. Actually, Corwin, that would be a blessing. Hanging out with Don is always a pleasure. Don is good vibes, good people. I highly recommend, if given the opportunity to hang with Don, accept said opportunity. I have been contemplating moving back to New York just to spend more time with Don. And, of course, Carlos. But we're specifically talking about Don in this particular instance. Yardley. I was more of a West PA. I spent some time in Erie. A lot of my tattoo work was done in Erie, PA. The Ren Fair is in Mannheim. Can someone grab me a Laird auto? Money Mitch. That's what I should do, Money Mitch. I should track down Laird when I'm in New York and take the 6-hour drive, and be like, "Hey, Peter, I need you to sign this for my friend Mitch." And he'd be like, "Oh wait, Money Mitch?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, him." He's like, "Let me sign it twice." I will finance the drive. Yeah. Yep. I don't even know if I own any Eastman autos myself. I don't think so. Do I? No, I don't. It's so much different when you're in the business, for lack of a better term. Wife went to Pittsburgh area just starting 20 years ago. Do I want one? Yeah, I mean, I could get one, Money Mitch. Thank you, though. I know where you're going with that. I mean, so, and that's what I was actually going to say before my mind got sidetracked. It's kind of different when you're in, like, the industry, and I don't want to sound, I don't know, pretentious, pompous, or jerky. And when I finished saying it, you're like, oh, he's being honest. Like when you're in the industry and I see so many autographs and I have the ability to talk to people and I get to hang out with the artists to like, really conversate. And you just like really don't think about it. Like I only owned one Stanley Auto and I traded it for a screen printed framed Star Wars thing because it was like, oh, I mean, it's Stan Lee. I can get one. I know people that I can trade one for. Like Eastman, like I know a lot of people that have a plethora of Eastmans that I can be like, oh, I will trade you this Ben Bishop figure for an Eastman auto. It's different, and again, I don't want this to come out like haughty, but I don't think of it the way a typical collector does because I have access to a degree. And again, I'm not being elitist, but you think of it differently. The average person who is collecting something, and this would actually be a really good, I don't know, podcast in and of itself about the psychology of collecting. But the average person, it's okay, you go to your local comic store, you go there, they have 2 Stan Lee autographs. And it's like, okay, those are the 2 Stan Lees I can get. But I can be like, hey, John Ballerjack, what do you have from Stan that you're willing to part with? And he'd be like, I have, 15 index cards signed by him. What do you got for an offer? Or if you buy this, and this, I'll toss it in. Like it's different. Don't get me wrong; they're still valuable. Like the cost for me is the same as the cost is for you. It's not like I get a discount, but I have the option to trade. You can't go into an LCS typically and trade for something, though some do barter. It's not common. You're not going to go to a con and barter somebody for something. And so it's kind of different for me. It's like if I want, the bit of pretentiousness I will say is I don't want a standard Stan Lee autograph. There's nothing wrong with a standard Stan Lee autograph. But because I've seen so many Stan Lee autographs, I want one that is on a comic book that he actually worked on. So we're talking 70s. I want a 60s or 70s book where his name is actually in it, not just something created by him. Now, will I pay 5 times more for that than a modern book signed by him? I will. But to me, because I see so many autos, I will be particular about the one I grab. It's like it's like being desensitized to something. If you work at a gentleman's club, you see topless women all the time. Great, if you love topless women, all right, I love topless women. I'm happy to see topless women. But then you get desensitized to it to where somebody flashes you, you're like, okay. Whereas the average guy'd be like, oh my God, that girl just flashed me. You get desensitized to it. Like, what's another good example? I mean, that one is, I used to work in one, so that was my personal one that I use because it's true. If you work in a gentleman's club, you just get used to seeing it to where somebody's like, oh, and it's like, and then they get disappointed, like, oh, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm desensitized. Violence. If you're in the military, you get desensitized to violence, to where, you see and hear violence and you see the aftermath, and then you go and, somebody gets hit by a car on the street and you're like, oh, and you're just like, oh, it's a dead body. Okay, I've seen dead bodies. Daniel, exactly. Daniel's like, nude figure drawing. You see nude figures. It's like, it's a nude figure. Blind Cat's like, I see boobs all the time. I like to see boobs. I didn't expect and get excited though. Yeah. So I am kind of that way with collectibles. I have had in my hands a copy of AC1. It was graded a 1.5, but I held arguably the holy grail of comic books in my hand when I worked at the other place. So it's like, okay, I've held an AC1. What's going to top that? What's going to top AC1? AF-15. Like, I've held multiple copies of AF-15. Awesome. I don't need to hold it ever again because, like, oh yeah, I've already fondled that. I've handled an FF1 a month ago. Yeah. Action Comics #1. Very famous first appearance. Very famous cover of a guy that most people have heard of. Let me pull this up here. You know this guy. Oh, forgot that I closed it out, so now I have to do it again. Takes away the surprise. Come on. Do it. Do it. Why are you... There it is. His first appearance as Superman. Sorry, I know, Daniel, my bad. I sometimes see, again, my jargon from just being immersed in it all the time. I forget sometimes. Yeah, BK's like, I get excited meeting people that I grew up with. Like meeting Milo from The Descendants. Speechless. I was that way with one of the only times I've ever been starstruck was meeting Carrie Elwes. I literally did bodyguard work for John Travolta, and I was more impressed with Carrie Elwes. So back to the original story. So I'm spoiled in a way that I can find something if I really want it. Perfect example. How many of you can go and say, I want an original Ripley's Believe It or Not page signed by Leroy Ripley? That is a pipe dream for most people. Most people can't just go to an LCS or even go online and find an original Ripley's Believe It or Not page. I have a Doug. I told Doug, hey, I'm looking for this. I found this. What do you think of this? And he's like, I'll buy it and I'll trade you for your George Perez original Thor. Like, stupid things like that happen to me because I have access to it. I'm in the industry. Like, I hate saying it. Don, and most of you know, like, I don't like to make much ado about myself. But, I mean, if we're going to call a spade, I'm in the industry to a degree. I'm not in the comic book industry per se, but I'm in the art industry. I think we can, whether it's the art of my voice or the show or actual physical art, I don't think we can argue the point that I'm in the art industry. And that comes with perks. Not free perks, but access. That's probably the better term. I have access. And to some degree, that is part of the commerce. The reason things are priced the way they are is because not everyone has access. If you had access to eggs and you had chickens in your house, you could afford to eat as many eggs as you want, and you could even sell eggs for $5 a 12 pack because you have access. So people are paying you for your access. If you were in the Roman Empire and you built a bridge across the river, people paid you for the access to the other side of the river. We get access to artists that don't necessarily put themselves out there, so there is a cost for that access. And I think you can break most commerce down to what is accessible to others. And honestly, the internet really destroyed a lot of commerce in the fact that it opened up the ability for people to find things and get a hold of things. Where you used to have to fly to Japan, get the transistors, and bring them back. Now you can get a transistor radio on eBay for $10. I don't know. I digress. But back on the Eastman, because I did remember the original tip. I will get one eventually. It'll have to be something that calls to me. Because I grew up a Ninja Turtles fan. I used to play Ninja Turtles in the backyard with friends with wooden weapons that we made ourselves in our clubhouse. So Eastman and Laird were a huge part of my childhood. But I need it to be the right piece, and there's maybe only been 2 or 3 pieces that I've come across that I was like, oh, I would want that in my collection. Only because it would either be Raphael or Casey Jones. And that's what I would want. Cardboard wrapping paper tubes. We lived dangerously. We had actual wood ones. We had sais made of wood. We had wood katanas. I had a golf bag filled with golf clubs, a baseball bat, and a hockey stick. A junior hockey sticks would actually fit in the bag. And I had a hockey mask, because we used them playing hockey, the old Jason ones. Because in 1986, 87, that is literally the mask you wore. You wore the old school Jason mask. I did buy, for my PC, the Night Watcher Casey Jones from Ben Bishop. I would probably, if I met Eastman, get him to sign that, because the Night Watcher book is one that Eastman worked on. We weren't allowed to bring sticks inside, and the mini bats hurt real good. Oh yeah, they did. Many bumps and bruises from playing. Yeah, those were the days. I feel bad that there's not a lot of children in the apartment building that we live in, because Jimmy should have more kids to play with. And it sucks that our building seems to be all adults. And across the way seems to be where all the kids live. Hey, Jimmy, do you want to play on the playground more often? All right, I'm going to say it on camera so that I have to do it. Y'all keep me honest. I'm going to have you ask me how often I take James to the playground. So help me parent here. Takes a village. All right, Jimmy, I will resolve to get you down to the playground a little bit more, okay? If you promise to play with kids and not just yourself.
Well, how long do I have to stay there?
How long do you have to stay there? Do you not want to? Okay, as long as you want. How often do I take Jimmy to the playground? Not often anymore. I used to do it regularly when he would come home from school because we have to walk by it, but now he comes up to the apartment by himself. So, yeah. Maybe I'll meet him at the playground so that he can play after school. That'll be, because I need to exercise more. That'll be an extra walk for me. So maybe I'll make it a point 2 or 3 times a week to meet him at the bus to hit up the playground. But really, Mondays and Tuesdays are the only days that are available. And actually now Mondays are not even available. Well, yeah, Mondays are still available. But Wednesday through Thursday, I have to be here, so we don't have time. So maybe Mondays and Tuesdays will be dedicated playground days. I digress. There are, I don't own a Stanley autograph anymore. I would have to wait to find the right one to cross my desk for me to get one. I don't have an Eastman. I don't even have a Wayne Gretzky autograph. And I grew up in the era of the great one. I mean, you can still get a Gretzky for $300, but just the right one hasn't called to me. Saturday and Sundays are when we do stuff as a family, because Melissa's gone all day, every day, Monday through Friday. So Saturdays and Sundays are the only family time we have. I know, right, Don? Or, Don, how about I just move back to Lockport and you and I go halvesies on the lot across the street and we build a playground? Your signed pucks got stolen? I'm sorry, Blind Cat. So what you need to do, Blind Cat, so they don't get stolen, you need to start a collection of signed goalie nets. Too big to steal. You buy one regulation goaltending net, and then you take it with you to shows, and you have all the goalies and shooters sign the post. We do have nice playgrounds in Lockport. That is true. That would be badass. You're welcome. Let me ask you this. How long ago was that, Blind Cat? Okay, long time ago. So here is some free advice for all of you. If you rent and you're a renter, please listen to me when I say this. Get yourself renter's insurance. Even if your apartment doesn't require it, get renter's insurance. You can get a $25,000 policy for about $150 a year. Listen, because what I'm about to tell you is going to blow your mind. Renter's insurance covers your personal property anywhere on planet Earth. So if your stuff is in storage and it gets stolen, you can claim it under your renter's insurance. Now, renter's insurance doesn't necessarily cover collectibles. You usually need riders for things of intrinsic value. But if you are on a slow boat to China and somebody steals your luggage is covered under your renter insurance policy. Scuba has collectibles insurance, absolutely. We have to get renter's insurance for the dorms in August. That renter insurance, do not get, listen, Don, do not get the one they offer. Find out what liability limits they want and get your own policy from either Assurant or Travelers. Now, I'm gonna say Travelers. It's a little bit more expensive, usually about $20 more a year. I used to sell Travelers policies, and even after not working for Travelers anymore, I still recommend Traveler policies. They're that good of a company. They really are. Travelers literally got their start by doing traveling insurance. And they've always carried on the your stuff is covered anywhere. Now, other companies have added your stuff is covered anywhere to there, but getting your own private policy with the limits that they want. Now, remember, the dorm cannot tell you how much personal property to cover. They can't legally do that. It's your personal property, not theirs. But they can tell you how much liability to cover. So usually they want either $100,000 or $300,000. Liability is cheap. The personal property is what costs a lot. A student in a dorm doesn't need more than $10,000. I know this because I've literally sold thousands of those policies. I've never once had a dorm student, even at Harvard, need more than $10K for personal property. If you have an apartment, 2 or 3 bedroom, you want about $30K for your personal property. A $30K policy is still going to cost you maybe $200 a year. Get them. They are easy to claim. You don't need receipts if you've taken a video of, walk around your apartment with a video camera and boom, it's a lock. That is considered proof. Just make sure you go across a TV that has the news on it so they can see the date. You have collectible and painting riders on your home insurance? Yeah. Typically jewelry more than $5,000. Paintings and collectibles will have to be a rider. Because if you have replacement cost, a painting is considered canvas and paint. You will get like $50 for it. Your sports cards are considered cardboard. You'll get like a penny for each card. You always want to get them for jewelry over $5,000. And collectibles individually. Oh, you're very welcome, Don. Tell Kelly I said hi, and please give her a big bear hug for me. I miss Kelly. I miss you and Lilia too. You wish you could have had this space insured because you think it was the storage people that did it? Probably. There's a lot of shysters out there. I never did. So I did underwriting. After I finished being a salesman, I became an underwriter. And I used to underwrite policies for people. And I used to add that stuff. That's how I know so much about it. You can say a lot of things about my opinions, but I can tell you when it comes to homeowners insurance and renters insurance, I was licensed in 43 states to sell full policies plus underwriting for home and renter insurance. Granted, my knowledge is a little bit outdated, but a policy is a policy. They don't change coverage A, B, C, D, and E. It stays the same. How they execute and how they charge you is the only thing that changes. Silver, china, bicycles, musical instruments, also rider categories. It's true. Musical instruments are one that people don't think about. The problem with musical instruments is if you break it, some of them exclude damage due to carelessness. Whereas if your auto policy covers stupid, you may not know this. Most conventional auto policies cover stupid. If you do something and you break your car that is not accident-wise, let's say you poured water in your engine thinking it was coolant and your engine seized. Believe it or not, most standard policies will cover the engine because you're stupid. If you wreck the car, obviously it's covered. It all depends on who wrote your policy, but stupid is a covered loss. Geico covered stupid. Here we go. I got it right here, folks. Listen, I don't lie to you. Yes, your car insurance, specifically comprehensive, will cover accidental water damage to your engine even if it's caused by stupid. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here for you. I am here to take care of you. If it's not in collectibles, it's in life. Uncle DC's got you. You may have heard me say that originally and been like, that's not true. And you probably tried to Google it yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, it sounds ridiculous, but it's most likely covered. Your insurance covers stupid. Now, they pointed out something I failed to point out. It's technically a comprehensive clause. Your collision doesn't cover that. Your comp would. Insurance covers stupid. Yeah, it's considered comp because stupidity is an act of God. That's how he used to tell people. I swear to you, this is because it used to be called, so before the crackdown on religious speak in insurance, which there literally is, they cracked down and they made companies change verbiage. Comprehensive used to also be known as act of God insurance. Anything that is an act of God falls under comprehensive. Enough petitions made it so that you're not allowed to say act of God. So you have to say careless act or outside influences acting upon you. You're not allowed to say act of God anymore on the phone. Whatever. I disagree with it. My opinion, not yours. So we used to tell people an act of God. That is your comprehensive. Deer jumps out in front of you. You didn't do that. God sent that deer to your car. A tree branch falls on you, on your car. That is an act of weather, which is an act of God. I use quotations. Don't get insulted by that. I'm just trying to walk both lines here, folks. I love you all. That's how we would explain it. We had to learn to explain it differently in the latter half of my career because you weren't allowed to say that anymore. But comprehensive is very inexpensive and is a must if you live in snowy areas or heavily densely populated areas with animals. I don't notice the road went from the cement to the dirty to big old potholes. Scratch the bottom of your front bumper. So pothole loss is actually going to be your fault, believe it or not. Because you are supposed to know that there's a pothole even if you've never rode that road before. Pothole losses are at-fault accidents. I'm sorry to inform you. You will be considered at fault. Now, if you were to hit an animal, that is not your fault because actually you're not supposed to swerve. You are supposed to hit the animal. If you swerve off the road to avoid hitting a moose and you hit a tree, that is 100% your fault. By law, you're supposed to hit the animal. Then it's covered by your insurance. I swear to you, I'm not lying. You have to risk your life to not have to pay. I'm dead serious. That moose will kill you. I don't know if you realize this. Moose are tall and heavy, and they tend to fall right onto the cabin in the windshield. Moose kill people all the time. If it fits in a skillet, kill it. Honestly, I see where you're going there, but we would regularly have to tell people, they're like, oh, I swerved, so I didn't hit a deer, and I put my car in a ditch. I'm sorry, you're 100% at fault. But the deer jumped in front of me. Yeah, ma'am, you should have hit the deer. That's ridiculous. I know, but that's the law. What I'm hearing is, if you hit a pothole and damage your car, pour water in the engine before you call your insurance company. No, I don't think. Well, they'll cover the seized engine, but they still won't cover the pothole loss. But that is a very good analogy. There you go. I am not stating this in order to commit fraud by any means. But no, there's a lot of stupid little rules that that go into auto insurance. Start looking for ads, right? Prue's like, no, you start hunting animals to hit. When I did homeowners insurance briefly, and sales. I did underwriting more than I did homeowner sales. But I did homeowner sales long enough for about a year and a half to sell quite a few thousands of policies. The underwriting is where I really got to learn about them. It is so difficult to explain to somebody root cause. They're like, my house burnt down. Okay. How'd your house burn down? This is a fire loss. Okay, let's investigate. So a squirrel bites through an electrical cord on the side of your house, zaps it, sparks fly, it catches the bush burns, catches your siding, the siding burns, your house burns. You do not have a fire loss. You have an animal loss. It's covered both the same, but I would write that up as animal loss because the animal was the root cause. There's a lot of weird little things. Oh, this fire. Okay, what caused the fire? This electrical. Okay, then it was an electrical loss. No, it was fire. No, ma'am, it was electrical. The electrical caused the fire. The fire burned down the house. The root cause is electrical. We're marking this as electrical. It's all covered the same, but for reporting purposes. Locally, the city here will cover some damage if it's a repetitive issue. That's a California thing, Mitch. That's, believe it or not in most states. I found that out when I hit a pothole in Van Nuys. My buddy's like, "Oh, let the city know. They'll cover," because it was $1,000 in damage. And I got $250 from the city of Los Angeles. Yep. That's an animal. It's an animal loss.
What happened?
Squirrel got zapped in a transformer. Yeah. It's all right. He probably didn't feel very much. Yeah. Honestly, I'm not under a gag order for Geico. I could technically tell everybody all the secrets of insurance. The issue would be people could construe it as me telling people how to commit insurance fraud, which is a big ol' federal felony. So everything I just said and everything I will say regarding insurance is for educational purposes only and not intended for nefarious reasons. There you go. I've covered my butt. Earthquake insurance is a fraud as opposed to a small federal felony. Yeah, there's 5 different levels of federal felony. Not that I looked at it. Earthquake insurance is a fraud. It depends. So certain companies like Geico require you to get in touch with your local city. Some houses require earthquake insurance simply because certain policies written by certain companies do not include ground movement. Don't need fraud. Just need to know why my rates go up even though I've never had a claim. Lord Brownie, I'm going to give you the canned answer, and then I'm going to tell you the truth. The canned answer is your driving record really doesn't matter. It matters where you live. They pool together the rate of losses in a general area that you're in, and they assess those losses across all policies. The main person who gets the accident gets the larger increase, and then everybody's accident adds into the overall kitty. Now, with that said, it's because they're greedy effers and they need a third and fourth yacht because your insurance will never go down unless you shop, which is going to lead me to the final thing I'm going to tell all of you. If you're not shopping for new insurance every year with a new company, you're burning money on your front lawn. The biggest thing they tell you is, oh, stay with us. You have years of loyalty. We will take care of you. It's all a lie. There's your lie. You are going to be taken care of the same way year one than you are in year three. The only difference is some companies give deductible discounts. Some companies give free rental cars after a certain time. The actual repair of your vehicle and the coverage of your vehicle is not going to change, ladies and gentlemen. So if Uncle DC gives you a piece of advice today, every year, right around your renewal, shop a different company. Not the same one. You need to go to a different one. Compare coverage to coverage. 100, 350. 100,000 per person, 300,000 per occurrence, 50,000 in property damage. Shop that amongst 2 or 3 competitors. Chances are you will find a lower rate, even if it's $20. And then in 2 years, you can go back to your old one and you will find yourself paying less for the same company, for the same policy, because you left them and came back. That is the truth of the matter. They don't want you to shop. They're going to tell you you lose loyalty. Loyalty means nothing. Unless they waive deductible for being there for 3 years. I think Allstate did that for a while. There's no reason to stay. I worked for Geico. The 1 year I worked there, Geico made $54 billion profit. $54 billion profit. Yeah, let that sink in. They profited. So with a $54 billion profit, don't you think some of your policies could have went down because not enough accidents happened? No, they don't care about you. Shop around, folks. We do. Every year, maybe every 2 years, because California, not many people are writing insurance in California anymore. Every year when I was living in New York, we would shop. You ready to go?
No,
No, why not?
because I just like to stay here.
I know, but listen, Daddy's got to cook, and we're going to have a nice dinner, so we're going to go. Okay? I think Daddy spread enough anti-establishment
One sec.
propaganda for one day.
I'll be right back.
All right, put your shoes on while you're doing that. Yeah, California, it's a lot of companies have pulled out of California. Oh, thanks, Scoobs. Anarchy. Oh, listen, I could literally walk every one of you individually through your policies and tell you how to get around stuff if I had the time. And I
What is
guarantee
going on here? Backfoot.
breakfast. I could literally save every single person in this chat money if I individually looked at their policy. Because there's so many things that are just thrown in bundles that are unnecessary. And there's so many people that are carrying way more coverage than you need. For instance, if you rent and don't own a house, you should not be carrying $300,000 in liability. Unless you have $300,000 cash in the bank or in retirement. If your net worth is $100K, you should not be carrying more than $100K in liability.
Good night, Uncle the Breaker.
Blind Cat, listen, man, you got my phone number. You can call me. We'll talk about it. All right, folks, we're out of here. Let's go. I love each and every one of you. Please take care of yourselves and each other. And we're going to do this again on Wednesday. Wednesday, I'm going to have some comic books for you. Listen, there's only 10 sets of 2. There's a very good chance, if my comic book people are viewing on Wednesday, that this is going to go not as quick
Wait,
as TMNT, but this is going to go quick.
did Carlos get his book?
He's not here today, so I'm sorry.
But why is he...
What up, Dangle? Oh, Dangle, we're actually leaving. I just said goodbye to everyone.
Oh, you just got dangled.
We were just talking about insurance and how to save money and what to claim and what not to claim. That's another thing. When it comes to homeowners insurance, don't claim it unless you absolutely have to have it. That's a whole nother... I could spend a whole hour talking about that. So that's it, folks. Wednesday, that is probably going to go pretty quick. I recommend, if you want in on those comics, get in early. My goal is to, the moment, because I already created the page for it, it's just not live. All you have to do is switch to Geico. Haha, not necessarily. We literally talked about Geico. Scheisse.
You
Oh.
said a swear word!
The moment Doug approves the pairings, which I think he will approve all of them, the page is already live on this, or is already written on the site with pictures. It just needs to go live. So chances are Tuesday I will be making it live sometime between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. Pacific. So if you are looking to get some of those insane sketch covers and equally insane autographs or the piece de resistance, you're going to want to stay focused. Let's rip a box real quick. Yeah, we'll do one real quick. Dangle, pick one, and that'll be how we end it.
Hey, Daddy.
Yeah, baby.
Why, I have something to tell you
Yeah.
that's very important.
Okay.
Why is that face there?
Because Audrey drew that. She wanted to test out what it was like writing on glass.
Can I see?
Yeah. Here. What color do you want?
I don't know.
Oh, you gotta do it out here. Not easy, is it?
Go, Joe.
That could be worth hundreds of dollars someday. 149.99, Scoobs. Or at least that's what I think it'll be.
Ta-da!
If Doug tweaks it, it might be a little bit more.
Yeah, who likes?
But I'm aiming for 150.
Yeah, who likes this drawing? It's supposed to be Gojo. I don't think I drew my name right. J-A...
It's okay. You did fine, buddy. Everybody likes it. See? Mona Lisa.
Hello, brownie! Take another bow. Every time I see you, bow. Oh, that looks terribly-ish like Gojo. Oh my god, I forgot one more thing. Hold up, I forgot one more thing.
All right, let's see what Dangle's ordering.
I forgot to put the stems.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Good job.
Oh no. There we go. For the spikiness of the hair.
Mm-hmm.
Daddy, come here. Daddy, come here. Come here. No, Daddy, actually come here. Huh?
Oh, I love you too.
Huh?
Thanks. Dangle says,
Looks like the next Mona Lisa. www.dcdcollects.com to be reviewed in a future video.
What are you thinking for the cans, man? Anything in particular? Unopened? Yeah, absolutely, man. I got, all right, pay attention. Devil Rays, Diamondbacks, Frank Thomas, Juan Gonzalez, Nomar Garciaparra, Ben Grieve, Jose Cruz, Andrew Jones, Cal Ripken, Tony Gwynn, Scott Rowland, Vlad Guerrero Sr., A-Rod, McGuire, Chipper Jones, and Larry Walker. Yeah, that is not supposed to be on there. I don't know. I deleted it, but it's still showing up. I don't know, man. It's all the same price, so I don't know. It's a bug in the page. Originally we were going to charge an extra $5 if you chose, because it's going to take me time on camera, and then I said, forget about it. I'll just do it because I love you.
Like how much I love you. I know all these people.
Yeah.
At JFK, John F. Kennedy, George Washington Bush was my favorite. He's actually my favorite president. Abraham Lincoln, my second favorite president. Thomas Jefferson and Samuel Jackson. No, I meant not Samuel Jackson.
Martin Luther King.
Yeah. Martin Luther King that said, when I was a kid, the whites didn't.
I got Jones and Ripken. Are those good? Two Joneses and Billy Ripken.
Carl Ripken, Andrew Jones, and Eddie Other Brave. 2020.
DCD Collects proudly presents Pieces of the Past Historical Premium Edition 2023. Dangle lang, let's get a super rare cut auto.
Bingo, Barry. Let's go, baby. I'm Jones. Ouch, you're alive. I got shot.
Clean up your stuff, baby, because we're going to go after this. We got to cook. All right, Bone Shones, man, we're overdue for a cut sig. A pack-pulled cut sig. Millard. JD. Dwight D. Maddie. FDR. Thomas Jefferson. Benny.
Hold on. I'm gonna go see a stream. Actually, no, I'm not.
HW.
Diabetes.
I think our first hit is in hand. It is. FDR Adafitty.
Who's that?
Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Was he good? Was he a good?
I mean, you're gonna have
Let me
to.
guess. He captured slaves.
No.
Oh. Close. I don't. He died.
Oh, that's another thick boy.
He died of lung cancer, I think.
Save your hits for the end, man. I want to keep you jonesing.
Oh, John Adams. He was the first person to be in the White House, I think.
Do you know something about John F. Kennedy?
Yes. He got a shot
Yeah.
from a sniper rifle.
And do you know something else about him?
Yeah?
What?
What?
I was on his ship.
Oh, yeah, you were. He made that, right? He made that ship?
Taylor out of 4-5.
Wait, how about
Are there
John?
any Dodger cans? I'm assuming no with T-Dog in the house, but I'll take one of those. If there is no, the only thing we had Nomo, and there are no Nomos. Ah! There's Nomos.
So, Daddy,
So stupid. Yeah, baby.
so what?
Had a real bad headache.
Wait, so was was JFK a good person too?
It's debatable.
Debate?
Depends on who you ask.
Okay, let's ask John F. Kennedy's best friend. Oh, wait, their dad. Because it happened in the 90s.
There's his wife, Jackie O.
Wait, that's Jackie. A Kennedy? Aww. Robert Downey Jr.?
Meh, meh.
Ew. Oh, here, Daddy.
Sorry, buddy.
If you
Where'd you get
need-
that from?
From this, so if you need
Okay, so
any,
yeah,
I can
this
give you
one's
some.
actually the wrong one. I need the big one.
Here.
Where'd you get that one from? All right, we need some ink here, man. Preferably a full name.
Alright. Bro, I'm gonna get the big guns ready.
This box sucked. Buddy, you gotta get the big ones, honey. So these ones are different. These ones here are different. Watch. See?
You're so rude to me.
Press release.
Wait, can I see? What's a press release?
It was an official document from the White House.
It says chairman of 1965. He was conventioned. It barely says it on the.
Yeah. Not a very good box.
Yeah. You know,
Actually, a bit of a turd sandwich.
next time, I mean, that card was alright. This card right here was actually pretty good. Not gonna lie, it was 35.
I don't know anybody in Baltimore. Ice Wolf, I think, is not too far from Baltimore. I think he said he was in the tri-state area. Maybe reach out to Ice Wolf.
Remember me for centuries. For Justin's told in the escapes that are north Will you not remember me? Will you not remember me? 14th tree. We just
Oh, baby. Come on.
big.
Which ones are which? Are they all small?
So the first part was big. Another one was big.
Okay, you can't mix these up though, Sweet Pea. It makes it harder to get them on the fly. Okay. I have the help, but these are very difficult to distinguish size. That's
You're
why
a distinguished gentleman.
that's why I separate them. All right. Let me tell you how much I love you again. Sorry, Dangle, we are ending on a low note. That was not the best box in the world. I am sorry, but just put it this way. You're building karma for your next big dollar sports break. All the L's you've taken here over the last 2 weeks are simply building break karma for the big wins where it counts. And by that, I mean sports cards. So fear not, friend. I'm actually helping you instead of hurting you, as it appears on the surface. I love each and every one of you. Please take care of yourselves and each other. The Marine that does the streams on Wednesdays, that is Murph, Above the Bar podcast. He's a Baltimore fan. Yeah, but I think he's in New York. I believe he is in upstate New York. He moved from Baltimore to New York. Don't quote me on that, but for some reason, my brain says that that's true.
Is that true?
I love you all. Take care. Be safe. Wednesday, expect comics. Tuesday, expect the launch. It's going to be fun. People are going to get frisky over those books. I love you. Take care.